Welcome back to Holistic Developer. I hope that you are safe and healthy emotionally and physically, and you are doing the best you can given the circumstances. I want to apologize for any noises that you will hear is due to the pandemic happening. All the schools and all the daycares around my area are closed, so my daughter is in the living room, she's playing, and so she won't be making some noises, so hopefully it won't be too distractive, but she's having fun there, so thank you for considering that. So today's video, it will be a video as a result of the video that I posted a few weeks ago, and is the video where I announced that I quit my job as a software engineer without a backup plan. And a lot of you had questions and confusions after I posted that video. There were comments like, let's address the elephant in the room, why you left. So yeah, this is the video where I'll address the why I left my job. And please keep this in mind that everything you will hear, it might be taken out of context. So it might seem one way or the other, and unfortunately, because the video has to be not a lifelong video, I will try to summarize everything as short as possible and hope it will make sense. So in order for you to understand what was happening, you have to think about this. First of all, one of the confusions people had, it was like why I was so emotional about leaving, and the second of all, why I left. So I will be addressing those two aspects in this video. So let's start with the very first one. If I left on my own decision, why was I so emotional? And for you to understand this, you have to be in my shoes for just a little bit. So try to do that. I moved to United States in like 2010. Me and my husband moved together. So we left everything behind, everything left in Europe, and we came here. We didn't have anybody, we didn't have anything here, and we had to start everything from scratch. And when I found a job as a software engineer at the company where I worked, everything was so great. The people, the culture, everything that we were doing, everything was great. So shortly, with being a person who didn't had anybody, didn't had anything to do, who left everything behind, suddenly became a person who had a lot of friends who actually were more like family, and we were doing all together something. We were all together working towards something good, right? So really, really fast, I realized that I want to be at that company for a very long time. I was seeing myself there forever. I was seeing my career there. So I was having fun always, like, obviously there are moments when it's not always fun, but if you look at everything and everything, the good things were balancing, like they were in the balance higher than the bad things. So in any situation there are advantages and disadvantages. So if I were to think about the culture, the people I was working with, the things that we were working on, the goal and the targets that we had, all of that made sense. So that's why it was for me so hard and challenging to take that decision to leave. It was not just leaving behind the job that I was doing, the goals and everything that I invested into that company to that moment. It was also leaving all the experiences I had, going on walks with my colleagues, going for lunch, or having experiments. We'll have once in a while lunch. During the lunch, we'll try to do something fun, right? So yeah, it was just leaving all of that behind, and it was really hard for me. It felt like I have to start from zero again. So hopefully that made sense, that it was really challenging for me to leave that behind again, because for me, moving somewhere, and I didn't had kind of a different social life outside work. So I invested everything in the job that I had. I invested in the job, in the team and collaborations, in my mentors, my coaches, my sponsors, and so on. So everything was with that company, right? So hopefully that makes sense why I was so emotional. And at the same time, it was emotional for me because I was taking risks, right? I was taking risks that if I were a single person, or again, let's say a married person without kids, it's much easier to take radical decisions. Okay, I'm leaving. But when you have a child, you are not a person who just think about only what you want and what you need. You have to think holistically from a family standpoint, from a parent standpoint, and as well as from what will make you happy, because in the long run, it's one holistic person, right? So hopefully that makes sense. So let's address the second part of the confusions or the questions that people had. It was the part where, why did I leave my job? And hopefully this will make sense. The reality was that I put my job ahead of my career to demonstrate loyalty and respect, because I respected so many people, and I still respect, and I was loyal to the company and to the people. I didn't want to leave. So, but the situation got to the point where the business was kind of short on projects for a while, and there were no projects in the foreseeable future. And that aligned to something that I was considering for a while. For a while, I was pondering or wondering the idea, what will happen if I will take time off to learn something new? And I actually talked with my manager about that. Like, I was thinking to take a sabbatical, to go and study something else, something that we currently are not applying. So let's say I was curious about web development, and after talking with my manager, it sounded that the company won't allow for me to take a sabbatical. So I kind of put that on hold for a while, and then when my daughter is having fun. So then fast forward, I believe it was half a year or something like that, there was an announcement made that because of the business situation, the project situation that are going at the company needs people to voluntarily leave if they want. It was a voluntary reduction. So I knew that a lot of people might consider leaving, some might consider staying, and so on. So the majority of people actually stayed. But at the same time, when that was announced, it was like, but wait, is it, if I was thinking about loyalty, in this case, the business needs it needs people to leave in order for it to continue being profitable, if that makes sense. Then it's like, if I leave, then I can do what I need to do, or what I was thinking and planning to do is to study something else. So it's like, okay, in this case, it seems that it will be a win-win situation. So that's kind of what it was, along with other things. Like, for a while, I had challenges, like I always, how to make this make sense without going into much details. Since the moment I started to work at the company where I work, there were high standards for me, or high expectations for me. And those expectations, for whatever reason, were not applied for everybody. As soon as I met those expectations, immediately I had other new expectations even higher for me. So from the moment I started, every time I achieved something else, the target moved to something else again. So it always felt that I was chasing something newer or more challenging without having the moment to have this joy of accomplishment, if that makes sense. And that's, at the same time, is great to have something that it should be like that. You always have to improve. It always has to be a moving target, right? But at the same time, it has to be something like, you have to realize that you are, how to say that is not that you are not good enough, but that you have to improve, you have to be better. For me, it got to the point that I was achieving that, and without having breathing space, I needed to achieve the next thing. And I got to that point, and without breathing space, I needed to get to another thing. And that long, years over years, it got to the point that I got burned out. Now that I think of it in retrospect, I got burned out pretty bad. And obviously, burned out is not a good situation. So all that said, what I want to say that the company I work for, they're still a company that I love. The people that stay there, I still love them. And that company and people still have a great place in my heart. And in the future, I might go back to work there. I don't know. But that's what I needed to do. That's the decision I decided to take. It was not an easy decision. And yeah, I hope that makes sense. If you still have questions or you're still confused, feel free to ask them in the comments below, and I'll try to answer as best as I can. If you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to subscribe. If you want to see next videos on topics of software engineering, career development, personal development, and so much more. And the next videos will be even better. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss those, and hit the notification bell as well. That way you will get notified when those videos are published. So feel free to smash the like button as well. That will help me a lot. And yeah, I will see you in the next video with something more interesting to talk about. Bye bye. See you next time.